Hey, welcome to Free Game Friday. It's attorney Ashley Goggins. If you are a replay viewer, go ahead and share this out on your page. Share with any fathers you know. Share with your friends on your public page. Your father, your cousins, your brothers, your uncles, your best friends, anybody who you believe needs this information. Come on, I'm going to share this out on my page. Hello, live viewers. Thank you for coming on as always. So let me get this share out on my page. Let's see. We're going to give it time. On as always. Let's see. Share. All right, it's Friday. This is like the 4th or 5th Friday that we've been doing this. This is not legal advice for you. I'm not your attorney, but this is for educational purposes. And again, I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate every like, every share, every comment. The support has been amazing. And once again, thank you. This is my way of giving back. This is my way of giving you some free advice that you may need. Education is so important, as is fathers' rights, and I believe that they matter. I feel like I can do everything I possibly can to make sure that fathers' rights are protected and defended at all costs. That is why I'm doing this. And just because I represent fathers, just because I am defending and advocating for fathers, does not mean that I do not support mothers. As a mother myself, I fully support mothers, and I also represent mothers in all matters, okay? So we are going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you are coming on, be sure to share this out. Be sure to like, be sure to comment. Let me know where you are tuning in from so I can say hi, and thank you guys again for liking and sharing. So it's attorney Ashley Goggins here at Ashley Goggins Law, where we do family law, criminal defense, and personal injury cases. Today is our Free Game Friday, and we get questions submitted at www.freegamefriday.com. If you want some advice on any matter that we represent people on, go ahead and submit it down at www.freegamefriday.com. So today's question, we're going to read from a viewer. Question: I just found out I am not the father of my child. How do I get off child support? Very common, unfortunately, but you know, stuff happens. So the first thing you want to do, if you found out some new information, now this has to be newly discovered information that you found out after you were legally established the father of the child, after your child, you signed the birth certificate, whatever it may be, it has to be newly discovered information. That's going to be key. So you file, the first thing you do is you have to file a petition with the court. The petition is called disestablishing paternity. That's the type of petition it is. Now you have to show proof of that newly discovered information. How do we show proof? A DNA test. So you have to get a DNA test. Now you can go to Quest Diagnostics or your local scientific testing location. If you have access to the child, you can go and get the child, get a DNA test done. You provide proof of that. If it's 99% that you are not the father, then that is your newly discovered information. That will be attached along with your petition. Now, things get tricky when you don't have access to the child, or the mother is not giving you access to the child. If that is the case, then you are going to have to request that the court order the scientific testing be done. So the court will order that the mother give us access to the child so that we can get the child tested, right? Yes. All right. So, hey, everybody, for coming in. We're talking about disestablishing paternity. We have a father here that believes that he may not be the father of the child. So we are going through the steps of what he needs to do to get off child support. Once he files that petition with the newly discovered information, he wants to attach, again, that scientific testing that's going to be done. Now, if you have the results, now these results can't be 3 years ago. They can't be 5 years ago. They can't be 10 years ago. They have to be done within the last 90 days before you file the petition. Again, the test results have to be within the last 90 days, okay? If they are not within the last 90 days, then you have to get a new test done, because we want fresh results, okay? We want fresh results to file with our petition. Now, if you are currently on child support, we're going to let child support know. So we're going to serve the mother. That's the third thing we do. We serve the mother that we are filing this petition, and we also serve the Department of Revenue, who has you on child support. This is very important. I've had fathers that tried to do this themselves, and they end up not noticing or putting the Department of Revenue on notice that they are filing this petition, and ended up not even being off child support. So want to make sure that you add the Department of Revenue as a party to the petition, if so. Now, once that's done, the burden is on you. The burden is always going to be on you to prove that you are not the father. And of course, we're going to use those scientific tests. If the mother will not let you test the child, then we have to have it ordered. If she does not let you, even the courts, because we have some defiant mothers out here. If the mother's like, no, I'm not going to get my child tested, or no, you know this is your baby, well, the judge will say, you know what, she will not let us test the child, we are going to grant your petition, okay? Since she is keeping the child from the courts and keeping the child away, we are going to grant your petition. And everything that you've asked for and requested for in your petition will be granted in light of the fact that she has not complied with a court order, okay? So that is the breakdown. Now, lastly, this is important. If you know that the child is not yours, or you have this newly discovered information, or you had a scientific test that was done previously to the 90 days, if this is true, here are a couple things that will stop you from getting your petition granted. By law, you cannot marry the mother. If you find out that the child is not yours and you marry the mother after finding out about this new information, then sir, you are now basically bound. You can no longer say that the child is not yours, because after you found out about this information, you married the mother, okay? I hope y'all got that. I hope y'all got that. Be sure to share this out, because there may be a father out there that needs to hear this information, okay? And he may be scared to call, or he may not have any money to hire a lawyer, but he needs to know this information, okay? So listen, don't marry the mom after you find out the information. Also, number 2, do not sign an acknowledgement of paternity, okay? Also, if you think the child is not yours, don't sign a birth certificate. If you have any reason to believe, and I don't want y'all to be out here just not signing a birth certificate because you're not sure, but because I don't even want you having children by women that you're not sure if you're the father with anyway, okay? I don't want you guys doing that. But listen, if it does happen and you have some bird comes and whispers in your ear that the child may not be yours, don't sign the birth certificate, because she can then say, well, he told me that he didn't believe that the child was mine. I told him that it might be Lil Ray Ray from down the street baby, or his baby, but he still chose to sign the birth certificate. Now, if you have any reason to believe that this child is not yours, don't sign the birth certificate, because she can then use that in her defense. Because if I'm representing her, I'm like, well, did you tell him that the child may not be yours? Did you give him the option of not signing the birth certificate? Did you tell him that the child could be D-Lo's or Marlon's? If so, that's you out of a defense, and we're going to use that over here if I'm representing the mom. So be sure, number 1, like we said, if you think the child is not yours, after you find out the information, remember, you can get a scientific test done, okay? The scientific test has to be fresh, because we need all of the science and the DNA to be fresh. I see your Marlon and D-Lo. So if y'all are battling, make sure you got a fresh 90-day test done, okay? The DNA test has to be within 90 days. You cannot marry the mom. I know you might think that marriage cures infidelity, and marriage, you know, make you guys a whole biological family, but if you later on down the line feel like you are going to want to disestablish paternity, It ain't happening if you married her after you found out. The third thing, if you signed the birth certificate, if you acknowledge paternity, she might say, look, you know, you wasn't there. You was out at the club, you know, partying when I had the baby, and you missed the lady on Sunday, especially if you have your baby on Sunday. It's hard to get the birth certificate signed if they're not there because they leave early. That's the major key right there. So if you miss signing the birth certificate and she tell you to come down to Vital Statistics across from Bethel here in Duval County and say, hey, I need you to sign this paper and acknowledge that you're the father. If you sign it after you know that this child is not yours, but you want to do the right thing and say, look, I've raised little Ray Ray, I've raised little D-Lo, you know, he got my name, he a junior, I'm just going to acknowledge paternity. And that's okay if that's what you do. But don't come back and say, look, I'm tired of paying child support. My license is getting suspended. I can't get a passport. I'm down bad. I'm paying child support for years for a child that's not even mine. And I don't even see him no more. Because I know these arguments because I hear them all the time. So if that's the case, if you feel like this is going to be you before the child turns 18 years old and you're no longer responsible, then don't go down there and sign that acknowledgement of paternity. Please, okay? Also, number 4, if you saw the DNA test, because I had a guy come sit right here next to me and say, I saw the DNA test about 5 years ago. Okay, if you saw the DNA test 5 years ago, you decided not to take yourself off child support, not to disestablish paternity, but she can prove that she showed it to you or prove that you were there or that you signed it, that's also grounds not to have your petition granted. And last but not least, if you ever go down there again and voluntarily acknowledge that you are the father after finding out that information. So that is basically it, guys, for disestablishing paternity. The major key things, if you are just coming on, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. If you know any fathers, if your baby daddy may think that the child may not be yours, you might want to share this out with him. Or if you have a homeboy, a friend, anybody, any father that you may know, a Facebook friend, anybody, just share it out. I appreciate the likes, the comments, and the shares. Also, remember, DNA tests has to be done within 90 days if the mother will not let you have access to the child. And you don't have to call up your girlfriend and say, hey, Ashley, or hey, baby mom, I want to go take little Marlon to get tested. He might not be mine. Can I come pick him up and take him down to Quest Diagnostics and get a test done? I don't know if that's going to go over well. So just pick them up for your time sharing. Tell them to take them to a basketball game or a football game or whatever it may be. And then go get the test done, all right? So if that's what you want to do, not advising that, and just saying if that's what you want to go do. It has to be within 90 days of you filing a petition. Now, if you have this DNA test within 90 days, don't wait until after 90 days to file the petition, because I'm going to say, oh, you got to go get another one done, okay? Anyway, so that's that. If you know any fathers that may need this information, hey girl, thanks for coming on. We did have a couple of questions that I'm going to answer. Do Quest report to children and families? No, Quest is not going to report to children and families. You have to get that affidavit, get that test, and attach it to the petition once it's filed. So don't let it get wet, rained on. Don't let it get residue. Put it in a nice weatherproof folder. So we have a question. That question was hold on. Can you still get a passport if you have back pay or arrears? Can you still get a passport? Now I'm taking questions, so you guys, if you have any questions, you go to freegamefriday.com, you submit them. I always answer those questions after the question of the day. So the question we have is, can you get a passport if you have back pay or arrears child support? The answer is it depends, but technically no. If U.S. Passport Agency is on its game, their systems are not backed up, they are running an efficient agency, the answer is no. okay? Because what needs to happen is, if you have child support arrears and you're trying to go and get your passport, you need to go make a payment plan. And it has to be a reasonable payment plan with DOR. Once you do that, make the reasonable payment plan, DOR, the Department of Revenue, our child support, they have to report it to the state agency. When they report it to the state agency, there's a list of all the baby daddies, our baby mamas, who are on back pay or delinquent with their child support. There's a long little list. If you are on that list and you have made a reasonable payment plan with the Department of Revenue, they have to report your name to be taken off of that list. Once your name is taken off of that nice little list of delinquency, then the U.S. passport agencies have to wait on that to update. And once it updates, you can then go and apply, because your name will no longer be on that list. However, it was November, it's Christmas time, DOR could have been late reported. I mean, these are all government agencies, so sometimes they do get backed up and it can be missed. I've had a lot of times where people were able to get a passport because, you know, their name didn't get added to the list, or U.S. passport agency did not see it, but a lot of times it's that DOR has not yet reported. So if you catch it before you're reported, then yes, you can get it. But the real answer is technically no. Any other questions, guys? Thank you guys for coming on. If you're just coming on, you'll watch the replay. It'll be up as soon as I'm off. And remember to like and share this with all of your father friends. And as always, go with Goggins. I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, go to www.freegamefriday.com. All your questions can be submitted and answered right here on live. I will see you guys next week for Free Game Friday. As always, go with Goggins. See y'all later.